definitely.
The boldest, they the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. We talk combos, go. We come in, we hit it with the trick shot. Nothing but net, we need that bill, but them haters they gon' still watch. Like I just said, when it comes to combat, you looking at the TikTok. You wanna come into the ring, mess around, go ahead, get tricked out. We got that attitude, they shoot to dominate. We got the table, we filling up all the plates. You press play whenever you wanna taste. We always with the real, baby, you never gave fake. The blackest, the brightest, the boldest. They the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. They the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. We talk college, they the coldest.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Glow Sun Production proudly brings to you its best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. This is We Talk Combat Show, where we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. We are the People's Channel, if you didn't know. That's going to be something brand new we talk about around here. We are for you. So I should say first, if you're new to the channel, please do us a favor, hit the subscribe button somewhere near Mr. Green's shoulder down there. Also hit the like the like button. I know you're gonna do it every time, and I still like this dude. But hit the like button as well while you're at it. Also notification bell, so you're always in line when we drop this new because we are on CPT time. As you know, the show should have been yesterday, but had to help my mom move. Also Travis down there, so a little banged up, but we're here to bring you out this fire for this week. Also very interactive over here. So if you want to, we got a segment at the end of this show for questions or comments. So definitely hit us up with the @ WTC for We Talk Combats, so we know you're talking to us and not the rest of the Glow Yard members. Then you can hit us up with a respectful question or comment, and we'll definitely get to you at the end of the show or throughout the show, actually. Follow us on We Talk Combat Clips as well, where I drop condensed versions of the show over there throughout the whole entire week. So once the show is over, you'll be getting a bunch of shorts over there up until Friday, probably. I guess this is for Queen. I'll put this at the beginning as well. Our watch along schedule, if you're interested, we do watch alongs on YouTube and Discord, where you can actually get the video version of the events. So Monday's Raw, that's tonight. Tomorrow's NXT. Wednesday will be Evolve and AEW Dynamite. Thursday is TNA. Friday is SmackDown, and on Saturdays we show any PLEs. We show AAA events, and we also show AEW Collision if there's nothing else going on but a AAA event. So shout out to Queen for creating that one. And the way this show works around here, guys, if you didn't know already, we do our highs and lows at the beginning of the show of the wrestling week and give you a review, basically, a little short review. Also follow that off with a little bit of a tea that's going on throughout the week. So anything that we may have learned, new interesting information that we want to talk about. And like I said, lastly, we get to your questions and comments. But with all that being said, I don't got much to say. But thank you to Chemo Queen, my babe, for that new track, The Blackest, the Brightest, the Boldest. Her and our guy Too Much on the beat dropped that. Yeah, let me give her the right applause. That's fire. Our new intro for season 2. So shout out to her for dropping those bars. But with all that being said, y'all know how we do. Let's get to those highs and lows, y'all. Another week of WWE product, y'all. Let's get to it. Monday, we had Oba talking about the official Oba Femi Open Challenge. We'll talk about that and more. NXT on Tuesday. Shout out to Will. I think it's Will Cruz is his name. Just came into, it was like a fan they thought it was at the end of the show, attacking Tony D'Angelo. We'll get into that and more. On Evolve, we had the last matches on Evolve for both Callie Armstrong. She's being promoted. And for Tyra May Steele, she was released. So we'll talk about that and more. Thursday Night Impact, the return of the broken Matt Hardy. We'll talk about that and more. Friday Night SmackDown, we had Trick throwing up the X sign for the death of the Gingerbread Man. We'll talk about that and more. And Saturday on AAA, I'm sorry, Travis's favorite show. Well, actually, it's Queen's favorite show. Travis stole it, but Travis's favorite wrestler, Mini Vikingo, got a victory over Vikingo. Oh, so we'll talk about that and more. We'll go around the room. We'll start actually with Mr. Green today. Mr. Green, what were your overall opinions of this week's WWE product, and what's your overall grade, bro? Oh, you muted. Yeah. Yep, there you go.
I was. So let's start out on Raw. Raw was cool. Wasn't too spectacular, but what you did notice was, Roman Reigns and the OTC, just the fact that he's taking over Raw again, his multiple segments, is what's important. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best this past Monday. You had Oba in his challenge. Grayson Waller. This might be the last we've seen Grayson Waller. I just want to throw that out there. With everything going on, but he got smashed. Paused in less than a minute. Okay. You had Becky and Io. That was cool. It wasn't. It was. It's so the thing with that match was like the air was let out of the bag because with Kyrie not being a part of it no more. So we was following the storyline of Io and whatever she did because it was related to Asuka and all this other stuff. So now when Asuka comes out by herself, it's like, oh yeah, where's Kyrie? And to the point where the crowd was saying we want Kyrie. And they definitely hit the low button on the volume because I don't think the crowd got quiet, but all of a sudden they got quiet. So that's shaky in itself. But shout out to creative and everything else involved with that. No one cares about Finn Balor and JD. They completely killed that vibe. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, we got the tongue and death grip. Woo! I guess Jacob needed a submission move. You can't go but so far without having a submission move to go with your power move. So I guess he got that now. Yeah, and I think that was pretty much it. There wasn't too much on Raw. Okay, we're gonna move forward, guys. NXT. NXT was much better because we got new characters, right? So it's like it's a new vibe, and it's like the Wild Wild West when it comes to NXT / Evolve. It's like the headliners are gone. They don't have any headliners right now. So this is the time where you can make your name out the mud. Like if you really got a good gimmick or whatever like that, this is the time for you. And we're gonna see what's going to happen. So as a result, we got a Lizzie Rain, which defeated a long-term veteran in NXT / Evolve / whatever else she does, Nikita Lyons. And she got this like rocker vibe. So those that don't know, those that might not have seen her, like an 80s chick. That's what she looks like. Not 90s heavy metal. That's the vibe that she's on. She has a decent finishing move. People say it's one of the best finishing moves they ever seen. Those people haven't seen too many finishing moves. But with that being said, it's not bad, right? So she's a character that's coming out, and the crowd loved her from jump. So she brought the energy enough to get the victory. So that's one thing. Miles Bourne still holding down the North American. What we still seeing is the separation of Dark State. But you got Cam Hendricks came out of nowhere. Hey, Cam, what's going on? What's happening? He came in and interrupted. Well, at the end of the match, he came and attacked Miles Bourne. So he's putting himself out there, which is a good thing, right? I'm not a big fan of Cam Hendricks. I don't like the things that he does in the ring. I think he tries too hard. That's what he tries too hard. So when you look at I hate to say it because he's already one of the best, but when you see a similar person, even in NXT, Trick Williams, right? Things look natural. It was a natural flow to the things that he does. It didn't seem like he forced anything. Cam is of similar athletic build, but he forces everything. He forces the looks that he has on his face, like he's getting angry, and you could tell, like, yo, are you straining right now, my guy? So he has to get more natural in the things that he does before he, to me, goes to the next level. But clearly, he's on that vibe, on that train. Kalani, we all love Kalani. She beat up Rin Sinclair. Not too much there with that. And I don't know how y'all feel about Shiloh Hill. We don't really talk about Shiloh Hill on the show, but he's one of those ones that's in the pipeline. Like he's gonna be next, even not this call up, the next call up. Like they put a lot in him. He's on I'm seeing him on Main Event and things like that. Like they putting the force behind him. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I gotta. But it is what it is. He beat Ricky Saints on his last show that he got brought up. So shout out to Ricky
You
and everything
Shiloh.
that you
You
did.
can walk with Shiloh.
I ain't got no love for Shiloh. I gotta. He's like what was the Finn brothers, the Huckleberry Finn brothers, and Mick Foley. Like he's like a cross between those cats, and it's like miss me with it. You know,
he, not to cut you off, bro, but didn't he win LFG?
He won. I think he won season 2.
Season 2. Okay, but season 2. Well, I know he won. He was one of the first ones I saw that like won it where they were like promoting.
Yes,
so
yes, he won. He's won.
They're gonna bring him up. They got to bring him up because he won that. You feel me? As part of his. Let's see what you do.
I think he won, and I think maybe Cam won. I'm not. I will go verify that within the show, but yeah, I know he definitely won one. I don't know what season he won, but he definitely won one. You know, Tony D'Angelo did his thing towards the end, and then you had somebody named Will Cruz, and I was like, I've seen this dude before, and I was like, I just couldn't figure it out, and I remembered it's one channel, that one social channel that. It's a group of people that just does different finishing moves and stuff like that. And it looked like a goddamn, when you create your wrestler, it's just like a live version of it. Like they literally doing what you would go through to create a wrestler, create a finishing move, that type of thing. I'm like, yo, they brought this stock guy because he looked like a stock guy, like a really like a placeholder type of a guy, like no facial features. He has no, he's a big guy, but it's completely shaven and stuff. I'm like, this is the guy.
Like that.
But you know, it's but it's all right.
Remember, it's
right. Yeah, that's it, right, no doubt. So it's like, all right, you know, is he athletic for a big guy? Yeah, you know, real Vader-esque. But you know, Vader had a mask on for a reason. Like, it's just he gotta add. He doesn't look intimidating for a big guy, and I don't know how far this goes, but the crowd loves him. Like I said, we just gotta go off the crowd when it comes to stuff like this. And I'm not gonna get too much into anything else. That was pretty much it. Evolve. Shout out to Kelly Armstrong, as you said in the intro. Not gonna go beat a dead horse. She beat Tyra May. Her last match, it was one. She was the reason why I went to Evolve, and I started to see what was going on. I saw some of the joints, but when she was in the Performance Center, and then she got put up to the Evolve, and I was like, okay, she's an interesting talent. And so far, she made it to the next joint. So her cycle is complete. Let's just say that. Tyra, good luck to you. Stay off of social media. I think the last match was probably the most important thing when it comes to Evolve. Aaron Rowe, he won. Braston Cole is not it. Holman Lewis, Frost Splash said every time he brings him up, he's not my guy. You know, I'm not going to represent a white guy named Harlem. They just don't flow with me. It is what it is. No disrespect. But you see, what you're seeing is the next evolution of ID guys come through. These guys are pretty much, I think, way better than the first round of ID guys. They're more athletic, they're more entertaining. So they took a little bit more into this next group of guys. So they're a little bit more of the ones that you probably should be looking at. I did not see TNA. So let's go over to SmackDown. Smack it downest. Shout out to Ricky Saints, man. I'm not mad that he lost. I'm not mad that he lost, guys. He was supposed to lose. Everyone kind of loses to Cody, right? You know, it's just like, hey, can you work with Cody? If you can work with, he's like a gatekeeper. If you can work with him, then we're gonna see what we can do with you. And he performed well to me. I have no issues with him. I know he's on the smaller side parts, but you know, it's freaking Saints. I think the crowd just didn't know what to do with him. You know, you had a lot of people say, well, you know, it was dead in him. They're like, he ain't had no pop or whatever. It's like, all right, calm down. Let Ricky work. And once he started to get on the mic, he started to work. You know what I'm saying? So let Ricky work. But like I said, Gunther came out at the end of it. Okay, so we got Gunther and Cody, I guess. Are we doing Brandon? Does that matter anymore? I don't know. Fatu's on Raw, Gunther's on SmackDown. I don't know what's going on. They don't tell us anything. We just got to ride with it, I guess. Yeah, with that being said, Tag Team Championships, that was cool. Jacy Jayne, King was all over this pause. the heat that she's getting is not stopping. And then she got a victory over Charlotte. Shout out to Charlotte. She's giving up victories. She's understanding the progression of her career. Like she's handing over to the younger cats. So we got to show love when they do that, man. She's not trying to hold on what she had 10 years ago. Shout out to that. We love that. No one cares about the tag team championships especially when it comes to the women, because the original forces don't have it. I think that's about it. Yeah. Oh, the bloodline and the situation with all this stuff. Look here, man. I'm not trying to say that I'm over it already, because I'm not. It's just I think that they might be overdoing it by having it on both shows right now. I think it's just a little bit too soon for that, but they could be just, I guess, selling it for the next pay-per-view. And who knows what's going to happen when it comes to that. But yeah, I don't necessarily need to see an overabundance of Solo in his situation with Jacob and the Usos and all that. I don't need too much of it. But Tala Tonga came back. Shout out to Tala Tonga. We was like, where were you last week when Jacob destroyed everybody? Clearly, we're going to discuss what happens with them people. But with that being said, it's good to see a big guy be a big guy. Pause. It's just we don't have too much of that. So he's needed. Unfortunately, like you need to have someone that's intimidating. So when Jacob looks at him, all right, he shouldn't be able to just smash him in a sense. So that was good to see. Oh, and with that being said, I'm not going to forget about you this time, Royce Keys. Shout out to Royce Keys. Great move. That was much better than the move you did last, or the whatever match you had before. The mid rope to turn a body and slam him. That's tough, man. Not a lot of people can do that. So shout out to Royce on that. And shout out to Trick, man. Look, man. I know we're gonna talk about Tricks, and I'm not gonna get too far into it. The acting that he's doing right now, we gotta forget, man. People forget, like, this is entertainment. WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, guys. So he's doing the entertaining part right now. We all know Trick can perform 5-star matches. It's not even a question right now. So let him do the entertaining part. Let that man get other deals outside of wrestling. Let him get some acting jobs outside of wrestling. He is selling this gingerbread thing out of nothing, guys. It was this story is nothing without Trick right now, and he's just making it a thing. And now we're gonna have a funeral next week. So shout out to him, man. I like I said, I loved every second of it. Now, I don't want to overindulge it. Next week, let it be done. I'm okay with that. I don't want to see it 4 weeks from now. So let him do his thing. Let him show his acting chops, and let's keep on moving. Hell, y'all gave Liv a goddamn music video. At least you can have him do a little acting along the way to go with it. That's all I'm saying. Per cinema, and that's AAA. That Viking versus Vikingo match, great match. I have no issues with that match. Shout out to the young bull winner. And I think that was the highlight of that for me. I don't even have no lights for that particular card Saturday night. So all in all, weekend review. Hopefully I gave a recap for everybody. I'm gonna go on with a strong. It's just average. I'm gonna say C. I'm gonna straight C. No C plus, no C minus, just a straight C. I just need Raw to be a little bit better in the mid segments. I'm fine with Roman. Roman's doing his part. They gotta sell the mid segments for me a little bit more.
All right.
C.
So we're starting off with a C, man. Let's do it. Let's go to you, Travis. What were your highs and lows this week? WWE product, bro, and what is your overall letter grade?
Okay, so we started out with a promo from this new bloodline. I guess they're supposed to be changing their name to Family First or whatever this thing is. Now this thing surprises me too, also because now Jay is actually looking like an actual right hand man this time. Giving Roman advice, giving Roman ideas, deferring to Roman and all that stuff. And then he let Jimmy chime in from time to time. Now I'm kind of I want to say, but this open challenge thing with Oba. I mean, I don't want it to get too bad that it starts turning into the United States, championship open challenge. I hope this thing don't last long. I mean, I want to see Oba get into another feud with somebody. I just don't know who yet, but we'll see. And another thing too is that I know Ethan Page just came up, and that's cool and everything, but it seems like now he's about to get ready to catapult over Javon Evans for, I guess, an Intercontinental Championship title match. But I don't want, like, I get it, but I don't want him to just bounce over the young OG yet. So I just want, Javon get his fair chance before, anything else, pop up anything like that. But that's enough for Raw. But for NXT, now, the guy that counted the audience, I'm agree with Mr. Green too. Also, that I did see this guy. He popped up in my algorithm on Facebook. That he's doing these moves and all that stuff. Now I believe he's from the UK, United Kingdom. Now he did matches and did all these moves and stuff. Like I seen him in the ring with Leon Slater, not like in an actual match or anything, but just trying out the moves, flipping around and all that stuff. Now he did a move too in one of those videos too. It was like a suplex, like driver power bomb thing, but I thought that was pretty cool also. Now, one of these other new guys, I can't remember his name right now, but I think he might replace Shinsuke Nakamura. I think he might be on the chopping block next. I'm sorry, but I think he might find his replacement or whatever. Now, I'm also looking forward to Tuesday too between
Io Sky's man.
Oh, okay. Now I am looking forward to his match between Callie Armstrong and Jada Parker on Tuesday. So that was pretty neat. But the next, I'm sorry guys, but I did not see Evolve this week. Now the only thing I really see for Evolve really was Callie Armstrong's speech about her leaving and her being the first Evolve Women's Champion and just telling everybody just keep rocking out with me, and let me rock out on the NXT roster. Now, for TNA, I'm missing my guy, man. I need Ricky Sosa to come back. I don't know what he got going over, if he got anything going back home in Belgium or if he's doing anything else or anything like that, but he needs to come back. I see that Matt Hardy's coming back and he's officially broken. I'm guessing probably next week. Or this week, I'm sorry. Jeff Hardy will be the next broken guy, I guess. But also, he had a match with Vincent.
Travis, don't he have doesn't Jeff Hardy have like a broken character too? Ain't like Nero or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know the actual name of it, but I just know that I just say broken Jeff Hardy, so I don't know what his actual name is. But I seen that. But for the next show for SmackDown, look, I'm gonna say excited because it is a funeral though, but I get it because it is the Gingerbread Man. If I had to, say, hey, come catch me, I'm the Gingerbread Man or whatever like that, and I had to throw out a few candy canes and gumballs and pay my respects, hey, I'm fine with it. Now, I'm gonna agree with Mr. Green too. Also, I guess with this whole brand thing, like we got Jacob on Raw, we got Gunther on SmackDown. Now, is this Gunther being on SmackDown? Like, is this part of the favor that he was owed by Paul Heyman? But I don't know. But it was shocking to me also that Jacy got the win. I totally wasn't expected. I mean, big props to Charlotte for actually letting her get a put over. I thought that was cool. And this whole, I guess, Jacob thing. I mean, I still want my OTC to win the Backlash match, but it's kind of looking like it might tip in Jacob's favor a little bit, but I don't think so though. But it just gives off that illusion of it. Now, my highlight of the week, I finally got my dream match between Mini Vikingo and Big Vikingo. Look, match was A1, 5-star, steak sauce, all that in a bag of chips and everything. Now, I shout Triple H because I had been putting this dream match of mine into existence. Now, I wasn't expecting Dr. Wagner to interfere. And I think what's that supposed to be his brother or something? Like the evil Dr. Wagner or something like that? Like a brother or something, some kind of sort of anything like that. But I finally got my dream match. But look, he did, I don't know if it was the Phoenix. I don't know if he did a Phoenix 7 something or whatever that joint was, when he came off the top rope with
Oh, like a
Mini
six. I
Vaquero,
thought it was a six
man.
something. And it's six. What's after?
I don't know, it was a six. It was a six something, seven something, but that joint looked thick. But anyway,
I think it's 620.
yeah, dude, I like that. I thought that that contract signing that was pretty cool too. Also, you know, the stipulation there, they just I know it wasn't like a match or anything, but it just had like a press conference, good fight boxing feel to me. So I thought that was pretty cool. But overall, I'm gonna I'm gonna say average two for the week of wrestling, but I'm gonna give it a notch higher than Mr. Green, so I'm gonna give it a C plus because I got my dream match this week.
All right. I like that. I like it. So we got a C and a C plus. I'm gonna go to you, Big. What up, Queen of the Ring? Let us know your opinion on this week's WWE product and what's your overall letter grade.
You know, I said it on Monday, last Monday, that little promo that they did was fire. Like it was fire. Like I actually really enjoyed the acting in it between Roman Reigns and the Usos. Like it framed everything properly. I feel like it definitely gave it a little bit more of a seriousness of the tone, which I think that might be too why they keep trying to change their music. I think they're trying to make them not fun no more. I think they're trying to make them more like I don't know, like more of a presence. Like, as we all have fun and we be eating, and maybe we can still eat, but I think that they are trying to reframe them, and I appreciate that. Really, other than that, though, sometimes I be feeling like I see too much Penta, but I think it's because I see him on AAA too. Um, so for the most part, I kind of felt like I didn't really need to see him and Rusev. Like it was kind of just what's that about? Um, Seth came out and was challenging Braun, and that whole Braun is getting a little better at his mic skills, but it still left a lot to be desired. Um, but my thing, I think, like we did kind of touch on it, was the fact that my guy Ethan Page, all ego. I love Ethan Page. I don't love that he beat Javon though. I don't love that. I don't know how really else they would have done it, but really they should have just not had Ethan Page and Javon have a fight yet. They should have just had Ethan Page go against like a Grayson Waller or somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Just somebody like a jobber. Like I felt like they treated Javon like a jobber in that situation, and that worries me that they're gonna start continuing to treat him like a jobber. It kind of sets the stage. So I didn't love it. And anytime they show Io Sky, I kind of really don't care. And now that they're trying to figure out what to do with Io Sky because of all the shit that happened this week with the releases, it's just we need a break. You know how we had a break from a few other people? We need an EO break. She needs like a month or so off television. Like I think it's about time. I think she needs to go take a break and we can rebrand and stuff like that, but yeah, I didn't love it. Let's see. I know we had El Grande Americano and he went against Rey Mysterio too, and I thought that was actually like a kind of funny match. And I was actually happy to see Americano back on regular television again. And we also had the thing, obviously, the Opa Femi and Opa Challenge, and again, that's why I brought up the Grace Waller shit. But otherwise, I didn't love Raw, but I did leave Raw feeling like they're trying to put a story together and they're trying to bring back our Bloodline MFT feud, and like the whole, you remember you said you love me, Jacob, like all that stuff that we had last year, and that them getting rid of the MFTs actually is going to give space for Raw to breathe a little bit, and that they might be able to put something in there. So usually I really like go down really hard on Raw, and I'm not this week. I like it was actually okay. Tuesday was NXT. So NXT, it was NXT. Since we knew a lot of people were moving, or were already moved, I already knew a lot of people were saying their goodbyes. But we did get to see, we got to see Lizzie Rain, right? Yeah, we got to see Lizzie Rain, and I thought I like her look for one, but I actually like that she could actually do some cool moves. Like I thought her thunderclap was actually pretty cool. I was like, yes, a move I don't see all the time. Like, yes, thank you. That's a cool finisher. Thank you. It was cool. It translated well and all that fun stuff. And then we saw Will Cruz, and like VA said, like he got a lick of hair on his face. He's definitely a baby faced big guy. Like he can't look tough at all. Like he looked funny in the picture because he's like trying to be tough, and it's like, oh, I just want to pinch your cheeks. You ain't scaring nobody. You ain't scaring nobody. Um, But it was cool seeing some new people come up over there. Like I think everybody said, basically we're LFG folks. And we got to see Callie say goodbye, which and I'm happy for her as well. I'm happy for a lot of people and all the movement that's going on over there at NXT. Oh yeah, that's right. We had Evolve too. Damn, I've like mixing stuff up. Yeah, I started mixing up both my shows. My bad. But I didn't see all of Evolve. I usually show it. This week I didn't show it, so I actually had to go back and watch highlights, and I hate doing that because obviously highlights are the highlights. So I didn't get to see all the stuff that went on in the match, but yeah, it's crazy. So I think the thing that's tripping me out right now is crazy recounting the show after everything we know happened that last week. So it's like everything seems eerie. Like we got Tyra May there, and she gone. Uh, so it's just kind of like, damn, like I don't know. It's kind of trippy because it's like, would y'all still had this match? Because at the end of the day, like, it, yeah, yeah, this whole week been crazy with all that stuff going on. But
It's
like
like
I
saying
said,
somebody's hold up. It's like saying somebody's like last photo. You ever see
yeah, it's
like
like a
a
ghost.
joint on
You
YouTube?
guys,
Like this
like
is the
it's
last
real
photo they
spooky.
took, and then they gone.
It's like, damn, it's almost like it's almost like they're still here with us. Like, yeah, that's how I
Oh,
feel. It's
shit.
like, damn, like
I feel you. I feel
Tyra
you.
gone. Like, yeah, it felt weird. Like when I sat and thought about it for a second, because I was like, damn, so many people are just gone. But yeah, it was what it was. Evolve does what Evolve does. We had the dime piece being the dime piece. I'm still 50-50 on his character. I gotta see a little bit more from him. I feel like his moveset isn't overly impressive. And for such a loud character, I feel like he needs loud moves. Like he need a thunderclap. You know what I mean? Like that'd be something where it'd be like, damn, that fits you. He needs a move like that in his repertoire. Because otherwise it's like he's not overly impressive. But again, I'm giving him a shot. Um so yeah, we can move on from that shit. So TNA, yeah, TNA. TNA. So we ain't still ain't got no Ricky Sosa. So that's been kind of a disappointment. The past few weeks, it's been a little rough on the storylines over there at TNA too. Like you said, the whole thing. Well, last week was funny though, because bro was came out dressed as Elijah and was all like, "Hey, I'm Elijah, and and you know how I be. I gotta come bring the justice." And then Elijah came out and said, "We gotta do this walk with Elijah match." And I was like, "Damn, he really did a good impression of you because it just sounded like the same person twice." Like, cause I was listening to the audio and I was like, damn, it sounded the same person just did a skit twice. Frankie Kazarian, that's what I was saying. Frankie Kazarian did it. And that actually had me going for real. Like that was actually pretty funny. But like you said, Elijah's we got a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Like we got a bunch of those types. I don't really need another Elijah. I don't need another Elijah. I mean, I keep saying Elijah. Is it Shiloh? I keep saying Elijah. Shiloh. Is it Shiloh Elijah? I don't where am I getting Elijah from? Regardless, it don't even matter. TNA
Elijah
was
is
was a
TNA.
wash. I don't
Shiloh is NXT.
there's see I'm mixing up now. Damn, I'm mixing the streams up. Either way, TNA the past few weeks has been pretty hard to watch. It's going downhill. Basically since the Moose Leon match and no Ricky Sosa, it hasn't been good. Sorry to Matt Hardy. I really say this with all love and consideration, but bro, you getting about that time to retire. Like watching him and like watching him set himself up for his moves and shit, it's getting like rough to watch. Like you could tell the ring has been hard on his body. But him and his brother, that's what they wanted. They was being wild out there. So now you see what that wildness did to his damn body. He need to go. Because otherwise, yeah, don't nobody care about that. But yeah, TNA. So moving on to SmackDown. Now, I know everybody kind of. I'm not probably not going to talk about much about SmackDown else because everybody kind of already covered a lot of the stuff. But we got to see Ricky Saints. He didn't get a pop, but he did have scattered people doing his like so. Like they tried, but it was crazy though because I was like, well, he got a little bit of reaction because when Trick ran out, it was like roaring. And I was like, damn, yeah, sorry, Ricky Saints. Yeah. I was trying to make believe some shit for you, but yeah, I guess it wasn't a pop. That's a pop. Like, yeah, that's a pop. But he came out and I don't like how they put him against Cody. I didn't like the match. I yeah, I feel sad a little bit because I feel like they're gonna try and bury my man Ricky again. Again. Like, but I'm gonna try and be on the positive side and everything with that. But he put on a show, he got to be himself, and it all works. Um I'm trying to think of something else before I just get to the trick part, because that's probably really where I'm gonna end it, because not really much else happened I really cared about. But the trick segment, like like everybody said, it's not even just the acting. It's the fact that the acting was so serious when something so fucking absurd is happening. Like, Sami Zayn came out and punched the mannequin. He like kneed the mannequin in the balls first. Then he punched the mannequin. Then he got on top of the mannequin trying to rip his eyes out and shit. I think he did rip an eye out. And he was just tearing them up. And so then, like, later on in the segment, you got Trick talking about, like, Yachty's hurt, and the Gingerbread Man may not make it, and now you messing with my money, and then the guy coming out like saying no, like he's gone. I'm like, yo, I was dying. If you weren't laughing at that, then you don't like being entertained. Like, because at the end of the day, like BA said, like everybody said, it's entertainment, and that they're taking. I'm sure that this whole idea probably was a throwaway idea, and now it's gotten legs on its own. And like you said, though, we need to end it at the funeral and move on to the next movement. But the whole thing was great start to finish, and them zooming in on his face and him making this comment about, and I get that ass. You could ask the legend, had me dying. I was dying. Like, it was like, and I wanted to use that as a showcase, basically, on how Braun Breaker be always messing up his lines, right? Like, you got a lot of people that just like LA Knight, he be struggling with his lines. And the thing is, half the time they don't be saying nothing so serious. This man was having a serious conversation about a gingerbread conversation and didn't miss a beat. A beat. Not a lot of people in wrestling really could do that. Usually they like break character, but he really, like, through the whole segment since the beginning, has taken the gingerbread man thing so seriously and really applied it to his character. Like, okay, it's like selling the ice to a like Eskimo type thing. It's like, oh, you want me to sell this gingerbread man? Okay, I can sell the whole gingerbread man so everybody feels like the gingerbread man is a real person. Like, we know it's not a real person. We know that it's an effigy of Sammy, but it's the whole fact that him making it not only just comedic, but him taking it seriously is what makes it so comedic. His face is just so deadpan when he's doing it, and like it was great. Like, honestly, that, like, it, as I said, it made the show for me. It was not just hilarious, but we got to see this whole Sammy storyline build and go across, and I appreciate it. But as I said, I'm not gonna say too much else about SmackDown, because everybody else kind of covered on the other stuff that happened. And as I said, I didn't really give a shit. So we can go on to the next one. So we have my damn triple and hey, I love AAA. I'm glad they started with Travis's dream match. It was kind of cool seeing the kid wrestle, but bro, why he mini Vikingo when he bigger than Vikingo? Like, his name need to be New Vikingo. Okay? Like, and he was cool, got to watch him do his little rolls and stuff. It was funny. He was like throwing his son, and it was crazy because, like, damn, that's your son. Why are you doing that to him? And he was giving it to him. Like, they put on a excellent match. Like, it was, if you didn't watch it, I think you probably go YouTube now, and they probably have separated just in that segment. But definitely go back and watch it. It was worth the watch. Um, we got to see more Catalina, who I guess she's about to try and dethrone Flammer from her like 900-day streak, because she on some Roman Reigns shit over there. So we got to see more of her, and she's like a younger girl, and Bailey has joined forces with her over there. So, like, she got a little bit of a veteran next to her now. So that actually might be interesting to have them, like, her, Catalina, and there's some other chick, I can't think of her name right now, all go against the like the Flammer and her group, Las Toxicas. Like, so that'd be fairly interesting. But we got to see my guy El Grande Americano. He's the face that runs the place down there. Okay. And I was appreciative. At the end of the day, as I said, AAA is always worth the watch, even though I made the mistake that Travis made. So I don't know what it was on my thing, but I follow obviously WWE and time I kept trying to look up AAA on WWE, was not showing it to me. So I had to watch that whole shit in Spanish. And then later on, I go back and I say, oh, there's the English one. Because King's like, well, there's an English one right there. And I'm like, well, why couldn't I find it this time? Because I know I told Travis last time there was an English one, and then this time I couldn't find the English one. So now I understand your gripe about that. But as I said, it was straight. Just to hurry up on the process of time right now. But I do feel like I will give this week a C. Now, I'm not going to give it a C plus. Um, and that's really because of the T, really. Like, they like dismantled the company and left it in disarray. I felt like a lot of the shows did pull together, like Raw and SmackDown were both strong this week, stronger this week, and I appreciated that. But I do feel like that Braun Breaker segment was doo doo water. Anything got to do with Gunther's doo doo water, the Becky EO doo doo water. There's to be doo doo water segments. The Rhea doo doo water. It's doo doo water. So yeah, I say C.
All right, so we have 2 C's and a C plus. Guess it's my go. All right, I'm gonna start off with my review. No need to keep you guys waiting. Drum roll. I'm going with a C plus as well. I'm with you, Travis. I'm giving this week a C plus. I'm not gonna give it a B. Nah, it wasn't that good, but it was decent. I'm just fine with this week. Start off on Monday. We'll see where this Oba challenge goes. I said a while ago I didn't think they had anything to do with Oba. I think so. This is weird because you can see all the way back, even when NXT happened. Travis, it's funny because Travis talked to me saying that when Ricky Saints, and it's shooting towards Friday, but when Ricky Saints beat or lost to Cody, he was like, "This is the guy that beat Oba with the DDT and all this to take the title." You can tell that all this stuff is getting a cookie, and the next person, a cookie. You know, I want. And I think Mark Henry said I made that tea, but I can just talk about it now. But Oba, we'll see where this challenge goes, getting up to King of the Ring, because I know they wanted to go to the King of the Ring with Night of Champions and all that, but they're starting it tonight. So the Oba challenge starts tonight. We'll see where they go, but can't just be jobbers all the time, Oba. You got to compete against somebody to show somebody something, but that's up to WWE creative to make that work. I'm not mad about the Ethan Page thing, so I think it actually makes sense. Javon, yeah, we did want him to be the next Intercontinental Champion and all, but usually the way Triple H makes it work and all is that you take a heel and get the belt off of the guy so that you can then switch it back to a face or whatever. So I think Ethan Page would be the guy to take it off of Penta just to get to Javon Evans, hopefully. If that's the case, I'm fine with it. If that's not the case, and we're not going to give Javon Evans the Intercontinental Championship tonight, I'm mad about it. But if Ethan and Javon had a little rivalry going on in NXT, if they're going to bring that on board, kind of the same way people wanted the Trick and Mello type thing, then I'm fine with that if Javon ultimately wins. And we get to see Ethan Page, my guy. The Bloodline thing, it's cool, but I think they need to include somebody else. I'm hoping this is just a one-time piece of them fighting each other, and then it needs to be Bloodline versus somebody else if they're going to do Bloodline again. I can't just do the whole show being, Jey Uso mad at Roman and waiting to that, or somebody else in the Bloodline mad at somebody else in the Bloodline. Like, that doesn't build anybody else. And yeah, they needed that when there wasn't nobody else involved. They were holding it down, but now that you got so much new talent, you can't just have it centralized against the Bloodline. Even though, like I said, I know they get views and all that stuff, but you gotta stop taking the lazy way out. Book guys and make stars and have stuff so that other folks want to watch it. It is what it is. That's Monday for me. Tuesday, NXT. Really not gonna talk about the rest of the stuff. Shout out to all of the newcomers and all that stuff. I thought it was cool. I like this NXT episode. I don't want to talk about Tavion Heights. I think I talked about BA. I talked to BA about this before, as far as Mr. Green about this before. That Tavion came back. How do you like his new look and all? And we talked about this maybe his last go at trying to change his character, trying to make a way where he's believable and all with all these black folks and all. I don't know how I feel about it yet. That what was it? Belly to belly. Snap belly to belly off the ropes was amazing, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was one of those Olympic type moves and all. You look like, damn, okay, caught him. That works. But the look still was kind of like, bro, this don't fit you. That ain't really how you look or how you would look off camera. So I don't know. They still got to work with him. Obviously, talented and all, Olympic gold medalist and all that stuff. So we'll see. Everybody can't be Kurt Angle, though, I guess. Next, Evolve. Shout out to the ladies handling their business. Like you guys say, it was like watching a Chills video, knowing what happened to Tyra May after this. It's like, damn, Tyra May, this your last. Man, we watching her. We're not supposed to be watching this before she goes down. But it is what it is. Shout out to the ladies doing anything. Shout out to Callie. Callie liked some of our stuff before. Move on up, lady. We already know you'll be on the main card before you know it, handling things and holding it down. TNA, I'm over it. I don't know what's up with Ricky Sosa. I don't know if they just signed him for a moment. I don't know. You get Ricky Sosa back on the show. I'm over it. I don't want to see the Hardy Boys. I'm done. I don't care what they get broken. I don't care what they are. They're too old. Like Queen said, I don't care. Yeah, I just don't care. It is what it is. TNA just can't get me hooked. I can't get hooked to TNA to be like, wow, I want to watch this. You're only as good as your champion. I said that about Cody before with WWE, and I say it again with TNA. Don't need to watch some Mike Santana matches. So if I don't need to watch Mike Santana matches, I don't need to watch TNA. Next, got SmackDown. Shout out to Royce Keys. That promo in the back with Jacob 5-2, maybe building a little chemistry, a little team or something like that. That was pretty cool. Even though I don't know what Royce, it was kind of like a little bit strange in a way as well, though. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought Royce Keys' whole image was supposed to be like the good guy from the old past, but that was kind of like he was talking in his past kind of way with Jacob 5-2, like you gonna let him hold it down. So I don't know, but it's still good to see him do something. Like it's still building towards something. So I thought that was cool. I didn't need to see Jacob versus what's the name though? Solo. I already knew what was going to happen there. Or not even that. Who was fighting Solo? Somebody was fighting Solo. This is the one where Jacob came in and interfered. Who was Solo fighting this week? Yeah. Why can't I remember right now?
Was it Solo?
Who was fighting in the ring?
Solo.
It was. I thought Jacob came out and interfered this week. But then he come on when Tala Tonga came out, and then he came out and interfered as well. Wasn't Solo fighting somebody else? Am I tripping?
Because I know Tala came out because he just what?
It was Jacob.
It was a tag with the Usos.
Yeah, it was the Usos. That's what it was. Yep, the Usos versus Tala and what's the name, and then Jacob 5-2 came out. Yep, that's what it was. Thank you. So I didn't need to see that. All right, so I'm the Bloodline. Maybe this is only towards Backlash, and like I said, we move towards it. But I think the Bloodline storyline need to be used to build other people. But that was cool. Get a trick already. Let me go to this. Since it was a polarizing, I guess, segment. I think people don't know what they want anymore because we're in a different level of wrestling, and it can be so much trash at times. We don't know what's not trash and what is trash. I say that to say this. This is an entertaining storyline segment. This is a segment you remember on SmackDown for the week so far, what's been going on. They have rivalry going on. It's supposed to conclude at Backlash, which is the match that happens this upcoming Saturday. They're having skits or segments going on into it, funny entertainment things between the two of them. A funeral is going to happen on Friday, which should be the end of it. And then the end of the rivalry happens at Backlash. That's how wrestling used to be. You had your segments, your storylines, weekly promos, and all that type of stuff. We deal with each other. You know about us. And then we have the battle. The banger then happens at the PLE or whatever when we wrestle each other and we finish off the segment or whatever. I'll add on this as well. I talked to you guys about this. It feels like Idiocracy, the movie, if you guys have seen it, with Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson was going around seeing stuff being weird and all that stuff. I'm like, hey, you guys all idiots. What's happening? I feel like right now, Sami Zayn, it's been the picture painted the whole time. He's the Gingerbread Man. Everyone's calling him the Gingerbread Man. He's getting mad at it, even though he's supposed to be the face. He's watching the company, not only the fans, but the company shift around Trick Williams. So that means you see the commentators now. They made it like it was serious that the Gingerbread Man was getting hurt. Back in the back with Kathy Kelly and all of that. Same thing. Nick Aldis, when Sami Zayn went and talked to Nick Aldis and was like, what are we doing here and all that stuff? Nick Aldis was saying, hey, man, what do you mean? We're all grieving here and all that. He's watching everything turn around. The stories about Sami Zayn breaking because of stuff that's going on around him, I think it's perfect. I think last week with him attacking the Gingerbread Man and kicking him and all that stuff, it's set up for Trick to run out and save the Gingerbread Man. He was ripping the Gingerbread Man apart and all that stuff, which made him boo. I thought this was perfect. And it ends with the banger on Saturday, hopefully, where they get more time than what they got on WrestleMania, because it is WrestleMania Backlash. And I thought this was excellent. This is the way I want wrestling to be. I want the stories that build up to your event. You get your banger at the PLE, and that's how we deal with matches. That's the way I remember wrestling being. This is Booker T going to the market, and Steve Austin just happened to be behind him, and they fighting with, you feel me, with milk and all that stuff around them and crazy stuff. Let's not act like this is brand new. This is what happens, and this is how you do a rivalry, and you build up so that then you're pumped when the match actually happens, that they're having a banger because they actually don't even like each other. That's how I feel. AAA, I didn't see AAA, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of busy this weekend and all. I still didn't get around to. I heard the news, saw the little highlights and all, but I'm gonna watch it eventually. I know it's good. I saw the highlights of the Kingos going against each other, and I saw the was a contract signing between the El Grandes. It is what it is. That's enough for me to see, really. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but I don't think anything was wrong. I can already tell you it was a great show. just from seeing the highlights and knowing it's an hour-long show. And with that being said, like I said, I'm giving it a C+ for the show.
You said a C+, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't hear you if you talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Shout out to our merch. If you're interested in getting our merch, it's always in the description. My phones wasn't working, Travis. You probably did say it, but it's always in the description. The links to all the shirts are in the description of the channel and of the video. Definitely, if you're interested, you don't have to, like I always say, but if you do, it helps the channel out in a special way, and we appreciate you for it. But with all that said, y'all, we got a little bit of wrestling tea for y'all, so let's get right to it. Backlash at Backlash.
Backlash.
All right, so at Backlash is the match cut. We'll talk about. I'm gonna go around and everybody get their opinion of what they think. This happens this Saturday. We will be showing this in Discord as well. So if you're a subscriber to the channel, you have access. Just make sure you link your profile over on Discord to your YouTube channel, and you have access to the video version over there. Welcome. But I'll go across. I guess I'll say the match card, and then we'll go around the board and talk about what we think, and just anything about Backlash. So we have Danhausen and a mystery partner going against Kit Wilson and The Miz. We have Io Sky going against Asuka finally in a one-on-one match. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins get a one-on-one match. Trick Williams defends his U.S. titles we just talked about against Sami Zayn in a one-on-one match, and then Roman Reigns defends his world championship against Jacob Fatu in the main event. So, yeah. What do y'all think on across the board? Who you got winning these matches? I guess Queen, I'll start with you.
All right,
I was waiting for it to unmute. Keep making big. All right. So
Pause. Well, not
I
pause.
don't. So they did say that like apparently they try and work out a WWE deal with Kari just to come back for one night for Backlash or some shit. But I don't want to see that bullshit. So man, it's tricky. I don't even know who Danhausen's mystery person gonna be with him. But I'm gonna say Danhausen won because they love Danhausen. He sells shit. So Danhausen. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. I feel like they want to give it to Braun Breaker, but I just don't feel like they're going to. I think they want to because they want him to be ready because Trick over there diagonally from him. So I think they're like, yeah, you gotta be ready. But I don't think he's gonna win. So I think it's gonna be Seth Rollins. Roman and Jacob. I don't even know why the fuck that's happening, but I understand why the fuck it's happening because they're all in the same family. I'm gonna say Jacob actually. I'm gonna say Jacob. I know. What am I doing? Say Jacob. Is Trick's match for the title with him and Sandy? It is, right?
Yes, it's for the title.
They're running that shit back. They're running it back. I actually think Trick loses this one because I feel like they're about to set up for another storyline. But I think they wanted to hurry and put a belt on Trick, and have new appearances, all that shit. He's their champion. But I do feel like he's gonna lose this one, unfortunately. Asuka and Io Sky. I don't give a fuck. So I mean, either they could win. I don't even give a shit because I'm gonna use the bathroom during that. So I don't even know. I don't care.
Travis.
Okay, predictions. I'm rolling with the OTC. He got cooked on Raw, the Braun Breaker. I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. I'm gonna go with Danhausen and his mystery partner, Trick Willie. pick him to win that match. Now, like Queen said, bathroom break is kind of a toss up. Now, you know what? I'll be shocked if I know what I'm gonna say Oscar. I'm gonna say Oscar wins.
All right, BA. Oh, Mr. Green, what you thinking, bro?
Let's go. I don't know, bro. This T thing that we about to talk about might change a lot of people's opinions.
Yep.
But I'm oh man. If it's true, then Fatu is going to goddamn win. If it's not, then Roman's going to win. So I'm just going to go with Roman just to say something, put it on wax. I'm gonna go with Io. She's been taking too many L's, so this is her. My fault for everything. I think the special guest partner, John Cena just said he's going to come back. So it might F around be John Cena. I got him doing those dumb stuff like this, just, like no feuds or nothing like that, just little entertainment segments. And this is a perfect spot for him. So let's go with John Cena and Danhausen for the victory. And let's go with goddamn, gotta be Braun. Let's go with Braun. And I think that's everybody. Trick. Yeah. Let's say you get 2-0. Let's go 2-0 on pay-per-views. Singles. Let's stay with Trick on this one. So Trick, Roman, Braun, Io, and Danhausen squad.
I agree with everything BA said. Everything. Even in the beginning when you said about the whatever, who it is and who it will be between Roman and Jacob Fatu, based off the T and all that stuff. Yep, that's what I'm going with as well. I don't know if it'll be John Cena with Danhausen, but I do think Danhausen wins. I got Braun Breaker. We'll talk about Roman and Jacob Fatu. Got Trick winning that match and Io Sky winning hers. Here's a question for you guys. Which two matches on ESPN?
Definitely the Danhausen one.
I say Danhausen.
Danhausen gonna be one. And so the ladies in Danhausen, you only they put Trick on it.
It's probably gonna be. Yeah, I think they're going to use the Miz first just to get people to watch it, like the Miz Danhausen group, and then they're going to put the Io one next, and then it's going to get into those last three, which I don't know. Those ones.
I don't think so.
It'd be probably Trick, Roman. I mean, Trick, Seth, and Roman probably. Go ahead, BA.
Go ahead, Travis. Whatever. Somebody else.
I'm kind of thinking that now because you might say it, but Sammy and Trick. Like you would think, like ESPN would at least want a title match on their show for the first hour. So I'm kind of agreeing with you right now.
Oh, I didn't say I would be there. I'm just asking y'all what y'all think.
Yeah, I think it's Seth Braun, and I think it will go over into regular like app only or whatever.
So like cut it off now. Yeah, it would have been 5 matches. I'm like, that's weird to get 2 in an hour and all that.
Yeah, so it's gonna go over.
Okay, so. I can see that. I don't think Danhausen will gonna be first though. So that's my thing. So I don't think Danhausen will be first.
No,
I don't think so. Usually a comedy something like that happens later on in the.
That's
show,
true.
Where you do the mystery opponent and all that stuff. That's not usually the first. I mean, it could be maybe, but I don't know.
If it's John Cena, it's the first one because he's gonna get up out of there.
Yeah, because he'll be the mystery and all that stuff. He's the host, but I think John Cena gonna say something about Club WWE.
Okay,
but I think that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking he's gonna do Club WWE. So I don't know. We'll see. I think Trick might actually be on the first hour. I think Trick might be the first match.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Second match being maybe Danhausen them then to just make the hour work. Because that match is the match you don't need the time for. You just whatever you get, let it be. You feel me? So I don't know. That's all. I just wanted to ask y'all real quick if y'all know that. But let's move on. Shout out to Queen for making us a video for this one. But this is courtesy of the Sportster right here. This picture. But the New Day and JC Mateo and Tonga Loa have departed from WWE. We don't know the full details for the MFTs, but the New Day allegedly was asked to restructure their contracts after just signing a new one last year which they made 7 figures for, and I guess they wanted to get them back down to 6 figures and all after a year. Which, yeah, we'll get into. What do you guys think about that one? I'll just say. Well, I'll ask you guys that. I got stuff I want to say about stuff, but yeah, I'll wait. Let you guys talk first.
I think I'll say this for the whole New Day thing. Well, for everybody involved. I understand, JC, bro. You gotta get out of here. You tried it, just wasn't you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were just a bodyguard at the end of the day.
They love doing black people like that. I swear to God, they love doing that to us. So,
you know, so for JC, I'm not mad at him. He got to get out of here. Tongaloa, homeboy, you was on thin ice as soon as you came back. You know, the fact, shout out to Bobby. Bobby got the best name for him. Like Bachaloa, it's him. He's not the best worker. I'm sorry. So
bro, this dude been wrestling longer than like everybody on this list, damn near, bro.
Okay, so he had more time to mess things up. When it comes to the New Day, I think the New Day is different. I think this is a whole different situation. Based off of their production, if I'm TKO, I would have done the same exact thing. The problem isn't TKO. The problem isn't the New Day.
Nope.
The problem is creative.
Yep.
Like you cannot have that heel turn, and it's a couple things at play real quick. Either one, they didn't get the full health status from Big E, so you can't sell us Big E being the person that did everything wrong and all that. And we started to think, oh, he's about to wrestle again, because it was still up in the air. Like you can't go that route. So either they jumped the gun with that. Two, hell, they bringing back people that has domestic violence issues, both male and female. You had a big guy, in which every faction needs a big guy some kind of way. They should have brought back Jacy Jayne because he had some heat when it came to New Day. They did not. 3, if you was going to if you going to turn him heel, it was somebody else that turned heel. People gonna go right to John Cena. I'm skipping past John Cena. R-Truth went heel. You could have put them together. There's a lot of different things that played you could have done, but it seemed like once somebody turns heel, and mention the 3 people I just mentioned, New Day, John Cena, R-Truth. Once they turned heel, WWE had no idea what to do with them. They said it's a good idea for you to turn heel. Then once you do it, I don't know. Either you barely get bookings because the New Day didn't get no bookings. Like you can't even showcase how heel you are. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, if TKO, if somebody came to me and said, you only got these guys that's making $1 million+ and they only wrestling goddamn 5 times out the year on televised TV, well, hell yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead on and cut their contract. That's just business 101. But why are they not being showcased? That's a creative thing, dog. And Triple H is the head of creative, and he dropped the ball on them. Shout out to those dudes for not taking less. It is what it is. That act that they have can travel. If goddamn Machine Gun and Kelly's and all them boys can go to place as a faction and continue that faction, then they can do the exact same thing and make the money that they're asking for. So we're gonna show some love to the New Day. We love you. It sucks that y'all had to go out that way, but y'all still 10 toes down, and we respect y'all for that 100%.
Shout out to Naomi and Sasha Banks, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Naomi and Sasha Banks for leading the way. They did the same. I agree with you. I think I said it before. It's all creative. We already know what TKO is. We are we've seen this. I've seen this enough time now for long enough with TKO owning it to know they try to cut costs and do as little as they can to give you and make as much as they can. The New Day wasn't benefiting WWE right now. Now, that ain't because of the New Day. That's because of Triple H and creative. TKO sees guys making millions of bucks a year. They're barely wrestling. Nobody's buying New Day apparel anymore. So this is the same reason they didn't want to turn Cody Rhodes and them a heel, because they were afraid to turn heel because they didn't want to mess with their apparel, their money they made in from that. So if you're already messing with my money, you turned me heel, and you're messing with my money from my merchandising and all that stuff, and then you want me to also lower my contract is also my base. it's stupid. When I took this because you guys asked me to do this, this didn't have to happen. And then when it did happen, we had major heat. We had Jacy Jayne and them type heat to the extreme where we couldn't even talk. We were out there trying to talk, and they were booing us so heavy where we couldn't even talk. And you did nothing with us at all. You still have done nothing with them at all. This is all Triple H. This is the New Day, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, one of the greatest factions of all time. And Triple H went ahead and said, I have nothing for you. And then I changed you. Not only I have nothing for you, but I changed your character in a way where people won't like you. So I made you a heel. People won't like you, so you make less money, like I said, off your apparel. People don't buy this. Who have you seen with a New Day apparel on in the audience or anything? Tell me. Somebody tell me. I don't even know what the New Day apparel looks like. Have these guys out there with dresses, with damn near dresses on, with grieving and all that stuff. Like, come on, man. This was all Triple H. And if for him to not defend them, say, I'm going to change the story around and keep them and all that, because we know all the hiring and firings come from Triple H. I have nothing, like I say, there's no more to say. This is not a TKO thing. TKO already get the blame they still always get. They don't know the industry. We already know that. So if you already know that, then the blame goes to Triple H for messing up these guys with the creative, or even AI, one of the two, which is ran by Triple H. Whatever it was, it's Triple H. Anybody else got anything they want to say before I move on?
Yeah, I'm just glad I met Kofi when I did what I did. It's just like what you said before.
I was surprised he was still here after Paige.
Go ahead, Travis. Finish your point. I heard you, Queen.
It was kind of like what you were saying before. I forgot what, I don't know if somebody else got fired. It's just, it's trying to cut costs and pay somebody else cheaper. And then you get them people to do the same thing, but it's somebody new, so you can actually, make more money from it. And they can actually not, pay sad people. So It's like, like I'm basically coming in, I'm new, fresh, the upcoming wrestler, and I could do the same things that either Kofi or Xavier could do, but you can pay me less because I'm basically new, because I'm probably real green and don't know nothing. And you can keep me around, you know what? We have no more serious for those guys right here. But if I was smart, if I was a New Day, I would go to TNA. Xavier got the ties with him and everything, so he can bring back what's that? Austin Creed, I guess. Hello, Creed. Bring back the old Stars and Stripes to get out.
Yeah, I agree. Queen, go ahead. I know you're talking about Paige and all.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Everybody else kind of has been wrapped up in something. Like JC Mateo, we barely even knew who that nigga was, for real. I'm not gonna lie to you. We don't even know who that man is. Then with Tonga Loa, wasn't he the one that got in trouble for digging the video, or was that Tama Tonga?
No, Tama Tonga.
That was Tama Tonga.
Okay, it was Tama Tonga. So then you got Xavier Woods. As I said, I was surprised he came back when the whole the whole Paige thing. And obviously I'm not gonna go into details of that, but obviously it's optics, sort of thing. And obviously they wanted to bring her back. So it's just interesting. I don't know. I was literally saying, how is that all going to work? I mean, I guess, when we move into the future, people aren't gonna be worried about it, but now it doesn't even matter anymore because he's gone. But like I was about to say before, was that they always like to do this to us. They want us to take less money when it's like, you already established us as money. That's the same thing with R-Truth, was that they're trying to take away the amount of money, and he said, I didn't like that. And they said, well, you can walk then. Like, we're not going to sit there and negotiate with you. And with these guys, they just signed a contract last year. It hasn't even been a year in their contract. That's not cool that they can restructure their contract like that. Like, that's not cool. It should have had to wait till November. I think they said it signed in November last year. They should have had to wait till the next November, like, to be able to do that, because we're like in the middle of the damn year. Like, that's so weird. Like, that's why I feel like it's basically like you said, that they looked at the numbers. Yeah, like, so that's their case in point.
Hey.
Like, they should have waited for it to be over, and the fact that they're going around changing everybody's contracts when it's a contract. What do you mean you can change my contract? It's a contract. You shouldn't be able to change it.
I'm not mad at releases.
I feel like all these people are gonna have a lawsuits against the rest of it. As I said, I understand though. Obviously, they're not like in a good light, and they're not like, everybody's not going there to see the New Day. They're not going to go see the New Day. The New Day barely's on TV. The last time we saw Kofi, he was doing with Javon. Like, otherwise, yeah, I understand, but I still don't think it's cool because their shit wasn't over yet. Like, it's a contract. You shouldn't be able to do any of that until my contract is up. What gives you the leverage power to decide, well, I don't want to pay you 7 figures now, even though we just agreed a few months ago to pay you 7 figures. I want to change it. No? Like, so let's say I want to not pay the last 3K on my car note. So that means I can go to my finance company and be like, hey, I was looking back over this contract and I don't really want to pay that last little bit. Okay? We're going to restructure this contract. Like, at the end of the day, you can refinance your stuff, but when it comes to employment, you can't do that. Like, you can refinance a loan, you can't refinance or restructure my contract. So I'm trying to figure out what loophole they use to do that, because it feels illegal. It does.
No,
something about this feels illegal.
You're an independent contractor. You're an independent contractor.
I mean, they probably have an iron. Yeah, they have an iron tight. I'm sure their clause in there is probably iron tight. But I don't know. I said I don't. It's just not cool. That's all I gotta say.
It's not.
It's not cool. And plus, what? How much Xavier does outside of the WWE, especially with up down, like in basically in the name of the WWE, essentially.
I'm never.
He still does other stuff that
like people.
Yeah,
people should get released. You feel me? Like, I'm not saying people should get released, but I'm sorry, I did just say that, but I'm not. People should. I don't want people to get fired, but I understand, because you got to keep business moving. Like the way WWE is, it's an NXT and all. It's a developmental, so we can't just keep bringing people up and adding on to these guys, and somebody not gonna have something to do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so you got to cut costs to bring up. I always say you should understand that they have NXT and on. If you see them guys in your rearview mirror, then you better get your act together, because they're coming up. That's your go get your stuff together now, because there's guys on the way.
They're coming for you.
Yep, you should have saw when Javon, Trick, and Oba were in NXT that it's something about to happen and all. Let me get my stuff together and all. You should already know that. But like I say, the New Day is a different story, because the New Day was set up by Triple H to fail, like completely. I think Jacy Mateo, and especially Tonga Loa was there because of nepotism. Tonga Loa has been trash forever. This dude was
they part of the black people. They don't got no famous family.
Yep, but the New Day was screwed over.
We don't have.
And the last,
I agree. We can move on to the next one.
Last piece on T. Shout out to WWE News, but Roman Reigns, you saw before when he said after WrestleMania about this part-time stuff, we're gonna put it away and all. You're gonna see me all summer, but then out of nowhere, I think it was during last week, they started taking him away from the advertised shows for WWE Raw. Now I'll add on to this that allegedly. WWE has asked superstars, possibly with an S, but allegedly at least one superstar that's a majorly push superstar to lower their contract and restructure it by 50%. Now, I don't know if it's Roman Reigns. Nobody knows if it's Roman Reigns, but that story just dropped as well. So with all this being said, I guess I'll start first, and BA kind of touched on it. As far as the Backlash, this seems like Roman about to get a title to Jacob Fire to his family. Like, and he's not showing up, and he's not playing like, you guys need me. You see my numbers. You see what I've done against Cody Rhodes, and I'm champion and all that, and you guys are still playing my money. TKO knows nothing about wrestling, y'all. I'm going to go back to that again. They know nothing about wrestling. So it's up to guys like Triple H, to have these guys' backs and to stand for them and say they need to have this. But what do you guys think about this?
If it is about the money,
it's
Rome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Queen.
So my first thought is that's 50% is wild. Like, that's wild as hell to hear that. Like 50%, especially if you make a bunch of money, you making half of whatever a bunch of money is, but that's still like you changing somebody's lifestyle.
You make 15 mil. Like, you changing somebody's
whole life.
That's a hometown discount.
Yeah, you changing somebody's bills. You changing how they got tuition set up. But also, too, somebody was saying, so some people were speculating that had to do with his health and reminding us that he's in remission. He's not cured of cancer. He's in remission. And that he was taking time off and that they didn't want him to go overseas. My first statement was, he's supposed to be in Baltimore in June. He's supposed to be here. What that mean?
He ain't going to be here.
His day, he's going to be here. The rest of them are overseas, bro. Like, I was about to go to Raw. I'm not even a big Raw fan. I was about to go, and now I'm kind of like, who else I want to see over there? Yeah, these people, I don't know. Tika, this whole situation just dirty. It's just dirty. But that's all I was gonna say. Was they tried to say it might have been a health thing, but no, I think it's a money thing.
Travis or BA. I'm sorry.
I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. He might have said some rumblings about, yeah, I'm not necessarily too comfortable with leaving the country for whatever reason. And then he said, well, shit, if you're not going to be if you're not going overseas, then we don't need you on the shows to build up the overseas show. And I think that's part of it. It could be the financial part of it too. He said, well, shit, y'all going to take money away from me. I don't know. Is that a result of me not doing that or what? I don't know. So these are things that we don't know. Through the dirt sheets and the Daves of the world and stuff, it'll come out. But at the end of the day, it's effed up. But this is not me, BA. This is not me, Mr. Green. This is me with a business side of mine is saying, if I gotta make everybody else fall in line, I gotta start at the top. So if I'm going to make an example out of anybody when it comes to how things are going to be how things are going to be played moving forward, it's going to be Roman Reigns. If I can't get him to get to confide in what I want to pay him, then he can go. If you're bold enough to go that route, I don't want to see him go. But I'm just saying, if you're bold enough, it starts at the top and it will trickle down to everybody else. And what you going to say? You ain't Roman. So I don't know how much fortitude they're going to have with that and how this thing is going to play out. But you're going to start with somebody. The New Day is cool. All these other guys is cool. If you really want the big fish, you go after Roman and everybody else will fall in line.
This thing don't. So here's my anybody afraid that anybody afraid, well, not afraid, but anybody think that AEW going to take over WWE? Anybody starting to get that yet? Still no?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay, all right. And you have a fear, I should say, that
like
AEW
I said,
going to do it yet.
It's like I'll say this: I think something big has to happen in AEW. I just don't know what.
That's why I'm saying it, Travis, because I think
this is one of those events.
Is releasing all this, doing this stuff on these people. Somebody about to show up in AEW. That's what I'm telling you. Like you see, these people not going to not have a job. You think they're going to just sit away, and everybody not going to want to go to TNA because it's a mini WWE.
Right,
they're going to want to go somewhere else.
You're too closely affiliated with WWE.
If you screw me over, it's different. If you say, "Oh, you go, and we got a good relationship." If you screwing people over, they're going to want to leave TNA. So somebody going to go over there.
Right. So this is just like Hogan, Bret Hart's of the world, and all this other stuff. Like, if you let's just say that you cut Roman, right? Roman said, no, I need my 15. And here's AEW, Tony Khan never said, you 15, and you want to do, matter of fact, you can do less than, I don't care how many times you show up. You coming over here? Cool. Why? Because you have a bloodline, which means I'm going to get more talent to come over here. Next thing you know, I got a new version of Outsiders with Hulk Hogan. I'm not saying it's going to be like the NW. I'm just saying it takes that kind of a situation where as though that ball going to start rolling, it's going to be a snowball effect. So it's tricky.
When do you feel like TNA became competition? Is it when Kurt Angle went over there?
I say when Kurt
went over there, right? It was the Kurt thing that made you let's watch it because Kurt Angle over there. Roman goes over there. Roman Reigns still the biggest wrestler in wrestling.
Yes. And it's not like they don't have talent. It's like, all right, it's Roman Reigns with all these guys. Yep. I want to see how you do. So I'm going to look.
If somebody beats Roman Reigns over in AEW, it has credibility now. You feel me? Now you beat Roman Reigns. Even if you're not on WWE, you beat Roman Reigns. You feel what I'm saying? So this is touchy. Like we always say, I don't know if Triple H can get him out the mud. If it was to happen like a Vince McMahon did. Like Vince liked that kind of stuff because it made the best out of Vince McMahon. It's like, all right, Vince, now you got to go and you got to get creative and do some things. I don't know, bro. I'm starting to feel it. But here's my thing. It's all because of Triple H again, bro. I know people say, why do you keep destroying Triple H, going to him and finding that reason to just go at Triple H? Because he's stuck at a crossroads that I saw coming. It's the old people and the young people, man. He should have been getting rid of these old folks and making it so that these stars with these younger folks are the reason you watch the show. Now you stuck in a situation where it's like, damn, bro, we got all these young people coming up. We want to make something. But we got these old heads still at the top of the card that's holding it down. and you want to reduce their money and all. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. Why are you doing this to me? So now you stuck. What you gonna do? You gonna just bury all the old people, or you just gonna let them go? What are you doing? And I think it's starting to happen now. They're starting to bury the old people, just doing it a different way, a way that don't matter. And it's like if they just walk away, you gain nothing from that. You didn't get a story from it. You didn't get somebody over from it, anything like that. Like,
see, what you're saying is nothing like we don't see them before. Everybody here watches sports some kind of way. This is just like real life. It's like real life sports. You got your veteran guy, and they're gonna want their spot. But at least in sports, you can trade their self. You can trade their ass. Like, yo, all right, you want a guy? You want your money? I got these rookies coming up. I'm gonna trade you over here. This is wrestling business. There are no trades. You just want to lose them.
Compared to the Lakers, didn't they tell LeBron this year at some point, hey, we've been a little weird. You came back, stuff a little weird and all that stuff. You got to move down to number 3. And if you don't like that, then you can leave eventually. But we already setting it up. We moving for Luka. You feel me? You got to back up and let this happen and all that stuff. They should have been doing that with these old heads, but they haven't. Now they stuck. Well, 48-year-olds and all that stuff is worried about their egos and all instead of being like, let's move on.
It's clobbering time.
Yeah, exactly. You let CM Punk beat Braun Breaker with all Braun Breaker help. So it is what it is. But that's it, y'all. That's the show, basically, y'all. Appreciate everybody for being here for another episode of We Talk Combat, y'all. We don't have any. It's no questions or comments, so I can go to that day. I put up all the comments that were really meant anything and all that. But it's another episode, y'all. We got Raw again tonight. That's happening in about 15 minutes. So I want to hurry to get to the end.
We about to go to Raw.
Subscribe.
Great pre-show, guys. It's a great pre-show, guys.
Definitely subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. If you have a comment after the show, the live comments should show up. But if you comment after the show, we'll definitely get to you as long as respectful and all of that. What I want to say real quick, definitely again follow us on our clips page. We Talk Combat clips. We have all the condensed versions of the show and all drop shorts over there. I'm gonna drop some probably tomorrow through Friday. So like, comment, subscribe over there. I'll definitely get back to you for the comments over there. We're gonna send Hugo Boss himself over to AEW. That's the trade we're gonna do. We're trying to get somebody else over there. So we'll see you later, Travis. It's probably your last episode. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. Travis is gonna be mad. He's like, I hate you.
Hey, yo, be prepared for the backlash.
WrestleMania backlash. But also, I'm sorry. I didn't even say Travis.
One question. Is my check gonna be in the mail? Or you want to come pick up my check?
50% off.
50%
off. I'm taking 50%.
With a boot to the ass.
And guess what? My 50%, the 50% you getting taken off, going to these guys I forgot about.
Who the show is sponsored by.
Segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem when your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description. Yes, thank you, Fanatics. Thanks everybody that helped us out with Fanatics. They sell WWE merchandise over there as well. Also, while I'm at it, follow my guy BA on Get Off the Damn Fence with the rest of the 695 crew, Larry and Calvin. They talk about everything with mainly sports on Friday evenings. He's also showing off over there with Rel, Big J, and also Will on Cause We Geek, where they talk about all things in geek culture and film and television. They have shows over there on Tuesday evenings and also Saturday mornings. Also, the NBA, we're in the second round, y'all. We're gonna have a show actually later on tonight. If you're into that type of stuff, Cap and Crown Podcast, myself and Rel. We over there talking about the NBA, the second round. Come on over there, like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to our goals. Everybody's trying to get to their goals on their show. Before we go to the last things, we appreciate everybody that come over here and watch us, man. We appreciate all the numbers. We're going to try to do more for you guys. If you ever have any type of feedback or how to make the show better for you guys, let us know. This is the People's Show. That's our new slogan over here. We watch the shit so you don't have to. Shout out to Mr. Green for that one. But also, something else I wanted to say. God, I'll remember later on. Whatever. I'll send it in a DM or something if I do. But other than that, guys, thank you so much to you guys. I'm sorry, that's what it was. I wanted to thank you guys. I want to thank Chemo Queen, Travis, and Mr. Green for doing this show with me, for giving me suggestions and all, for you guys, the input you guys do, the work that you do, the grind, the changing your times up and all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. Queen, thank you so much for doing this intro again. And
the intro.
Before we leave, for Chemo Queen, Travis, Mr. Green, I am King. This is We Talk Combat, where we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. We are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. The people show, y'all. Again, we watch the shit so you don't have to. Shout out to Queen again. I'm going to leave the show with the intro one more time, just for you guys, and then we out. Peace.
Oh, Lord.
The boldest, they the blackest, the brightest, the boldest. We talk combos, go. We come in, we hit it with the trick shot. Nothing but net, we need that bell, but them haters they still watch. Like I just said, when it comes to combat, you looking at the TikTok. You wanna come into the ring, mess around, go ahead, get tricked out. We got the attitude, nation to dominate. We got the table, we filling up all the plates. You press play whenever you wanna taste. We always with the real, baby, you never gave fake.